Hey guys, so today I want to show you guys my Yarden. For the past 9 years that we've lived in this house, I've always had a little bit of a garden bed. Like when I used to live in a very busy area and had no big lot size or anything, I would at least plant like onions or something really easy. So you can hear the kids. It's a beautiful day. So over the last few years, I have really expanded. So over here is my garden area, and I have 4 beds and they're pretty big and I've been able to plant a lot. And then behind my house, where I'm about to show you, it's not very big. I mean, it's big, but one of the worst parts about it is that it's very rocky and we never really even grow grass back here. It's been a place for the kids to just tear up, the dog to tear up and run amok. And after COVID hit, I really be more self-sufficient, and part of that for me is to grow more of our own food. And so we put in more beds. I put a few back here, and then snowvid hit. And so for us here in Central Texas, we had record-setting. It's awful for weeks after grocery stores were empty. Like, we just didn't have the infrastructure set up for something that catastrophic. Well, it fed into my anxiety a little bit. So I got the bug to really, if I'm going to garden, I want to really do it. And so I decided to turn this patch of weird, unused backyard into the garden expansion that I call the Yarden. So let me show you guys around. So it's nothing fancy, but I'm so excited. What I ended up doing after the snowstorm is there was a lot of broken cedar trees around, as you can see right here. So I was able to go around the neighborhood and get big trunks of the trees, and people had already cut them. I didn't cut these. I just went and picked them and kind of played jigsaw puzzle and put those together. And then my husband had a bunch of wood left over. So this bed back here, this bed right here, this teepee and this bed were already here. And on this concrete pad was a hot tub. It hasn't been used in years. It was an eyesore. It was awful. So we paid someone to come get that out of here. And after that, I went to town. So I put my husband's old wood to use and made beds. I put old cedars together, made a bed. We went to Tractor Supply and got this cattle panel. I believe it was $22 where I am. And it was so easy to do. Like, the two of us did this, and I'm not even joking, maybe 6 minutes, if that. I held it together on one end, and he hammered in these giant metal staples that are holding it to the wood. And then I pushed it down on the other side, and then he just hammered those in. Like, it was the simplest thing. I wish I'd done this a long time ago. But I'm so excited because this archway will be what you walk through to get through to the Yarden. And right now it is evening, and there's an airplane. But this whole section gets full sunlight from, I think, around 8 a.m. until like 5 p.m. So right now it's shaded, but it's not normally. This side gets full sun most of the day except for this back section back here. So just a quick overview. Over here right now I have my lettuce beds. Lettuces, more lettuce. This is some kale. I have a couple of tomato plants I threw in. A friend gave me this artichoke. I have my first sunflowers this season. It's so exciting. And over here I planted some watermelons, nasturtiums, some more flowers in the corner, sunflowers. And then on this trellis on both sides, I've planted 4 different kinds of cucumbers. And I left the big spot in the middle. I'm not sure yet. I still need to plant several different kinds of bush beans, and I'm not sure what I'm going to plant because I do have quite a few empty spots, which has never really happened before. So I'm really excited to figure out what else I can plant. And the same thing over here. I have different kinds of winter squash and watermelon and cantaloupes, the nasturtiums, and then the cucumbers that haven't germinated yet. I think I'm going to do sweet potatoes back here. Over in these back ones, I have Irish potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, tomatillos. I can't remember if there's anything else. And then the teepee will be rattlesnake pole beans, which will be so pretty. I'm actually going to do those in another week. So I need to get those soaked in water overnight so I can plant those. But this is it. This is what I'm lovingly calling the Yarden. It's so great because through my living room and bedroom windows. I'll have a beautiful view of the garden instead of some janky hot tub in the corner that made it look so sad. So this is it. I can't wait to do more garden videos to just show how this is going to take off over the summer. Also, as part of this Yarden expansion, I think I mentioned, but the grass just never really grows. You can see right here, this is what it was all over. We have really rocky, we have good soil if you could get around the rock. So here in Central Texas where I am, that's why raised beds make so much sense. And so for me, I've been following Charles Dowding, who is amazing, and his method with layering down cardboard and then mulch. So this is half the mulch. This took a ridiculous amount of time, but I still have a huge hill of mulch in my yard on the other side of the yard that I will be bringing over load by load to make this twice as thick. So my goal is to bring it way high up. The mulching is really great because for us, it's gonna really help because the weeds and the grass that is growing, it's gonna suffocate it. So it's not gonna be pushing into my beds or fighting my food for water. But more importantly, the mulch will really help to retain the moisture. So when I water or when it rains, it's gonna help keep the water in the beds and at least keep the sun from scorching and evaporating all that water that they need. So the mulch is gonna be fantastic. And it's also gonna help because it's lining all of our paths so my kids and my dogs aren't getting covered in mud and bringing it into the house every day. So that's the reason for the mulch, and it makes it look pretty. So I'm excited. Hey. So editing Christina here, and I totally was just editing this video and realized I never ended it. So yeah, so we have finished building the Yarden, and I can't wait to show you guys. I'm actually gonna do a garden tour in this next week because so many things, look at it. What? We've added to it. A lot of things have been planted. A lot of things have germinated from seed, and it is really taking off. So I look forward to sharing the Yarden with you guys.